Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of My Parents' Basement, Your Parents' Basement, Our Parents' Basement, and once again, I snuck my way into the Criterion closet, and we've pulled out some Criterion films to go over. So yes, another sale of 50% off Criterion's has come and gone, and I've once more dipped my toe into the water. If you watched my last Criterion Collection update video for the flash sale, there was one that I specifically mentioned I was waiting for. Obviously, it's in this stack, but there's three other ones that made the cut this time round that I thought I would go over and mention. But without we'll say the best for last, I think, in my personal opinion, and we'll just dive in with the first one I have on top, which is Lone Star. This is a great 1996 kind of neo-Western film that on the back, I was reading this the other day, and it talked about how this film is almost novelistic in its storytelling, and I thought that really accentuated a lot of the aspects about this movie that I think are so fantastic and like stick with you. And it does kind of unravel like a novel. It has many subplots going for it. It kind of just has this very methodical pace to the film, and because it's able to branch in so many different directions and introduce different characters and flash back and forth in timelines and do a lot, I understand where, to describe this as a novel makes sense. Then we've got To Die For, the Gus Van Sant film with Nicole Kidman. Just a really great satirical piece on stardom and the desire to be a star and the lengths gone to, and just kind of this obsession with being a celebrity. Truly a star-making performance for Nicole Kidman. A really well-made movie that has like this, it kind of reminds me of American Psycho and some of its comedic tones, but a very good movie. And I think this has recently came out on the Criterion set as well, so a relatively recent release, very good movie. Both of these are in 4K, so that's one that I look forward to going back, revisiting from time to time. Then we had one this is just the Blu-ray, and I had never seen this. The other two I had seen before picking up. This one I had never seen. It's called Cure. It's a Japanese film directed by Kiyoshi Kurosawa. It's a psychological thriller, and Longlegs came out last year, and I was looking forward to that, kind of like a Silence of the Lambs with supernatural elements thrown into it, and I was a little disappointed by it. I felt it was a little bit lacking, and maybe what I expected, and in the premise I thought it wasn't as explored. And then I saw this cover for this film on the Criterion Collection. I'm like, oh, that looks intriguing, I'm interested in that. And so it's been on my list for a while, and not too long ago I saw someone say, while critiquing Longlegs, that like Cure was the movie to watch if that's what you were looking for. That was a movie that kind of went into that genre and did it well. And so that instantly shot it up a little bit higher on my list. And the fact that you can't watch it on any streamer, it isn't available on any libraries at any libraries in my area. So it was kind of like, okay, get the Criterion, otherwise you're not gonna watch it. And so I got the Criterion, and I must say this is a really fantastic film. It does deliver on all those things that you desire. If you're looking for a Silence of the Lambs, psychological thriller type thing, supernatural, looking for a killer, just a really fantastic movie. It goes by so fast. This is a 111-minute movie, but the time just flies. The next thing you know, the movie is over. But the pacing is incredible, the acting is fantastic, and there are some like unsettling aspects to the movie for certain. And so that brings us to the movie that I've been waiting years to add to the collection, Eyes Wide Shut, Stanley Kubrick's last film. It's Tom Cruise and another Nicole Kidman film being added to the collection. What to say about this movie that hasn't already been said? I love this cover art that they've chosen for the Criterion release. Yeah, I remember watching this movie quite some years back when I was just starting to try and become more of a movie connoisseur, as it were. And I remember being blown away by it. It was just incredible. I had no clue what to make of it, but it's an odyssey. It was truly an odyssey film for Tom Cruise's character. And I've been meaning to add it to the collection since I started collecting movies, but just was waiting and hoping for 4K And after many years of waiting and hoping, finally Criterion has come through for me. But I was so glad that this release lined up with the Criterion sale, because I needed to have it in the collection. And I know a lot of people were kind of, well, I shouldn't say a lot of people, but there was some debate going back and forth on if this transfer was good or not, because for years and years and years, there was the really like orangey Blu-ray. And so this one is more in line. I believe it was the cinematographer or the director of photography. The director of photography, Larry Smith, he approved the transfer. It looks gorgeous. I don't know why anyone would have any issue with it. It absolutely looks fantastic. Just because, you know, for 10 years, the Blu-ray existed in a way doesn't mean that now that things are set right, it's bad. No. But I can't wait to check this out in 4K. It's been a while since I've seen it, but I've always been just fascinated with it. And you can never have too much Kubrick, and so to add another one of his films to the collection, which puts me only a few short, I think, now of just having his entire filmography. This is definitely up there. Like I said, it's always hard to pick. I think in every video I say it's a different one. Usually Barry Lyndon is my safe answer because I think it is such a fantastic film. But like creeping up in that second spot category, is it Eyes Wide Shut? Is it Dr. Strangelove? Is it Past the Glory? I don't know, but this one is definitely one that I've been holding out for, wanting so badly, and now I'm so glad to have it. I mean, it's just this dreamlike world that's created. Like I said, Tom Cruise's character goes on this odyssey of both epic and like weird proportions. Just what more would you want out of a movie, you know? And then obviously the iconic final line of the film. This movie's got a bunch of weird like conspiracy theories around it that make no sense. But I still think it's a fantastic film. So glad to have it. And so those are the 4 Criterions that I picked up during their Barnes & Noble 50% off sale that went from November to December, whatever it ended up being. I was able to get some really good movies that I enjoyed. Lone Star, To Die For, Cure, and Eyes Wide Shut. 4 more beautiful, fantastic. Just look at those spines. You can never get enough of the Criterion Collection. So anyway, guys, this is another quick update on the films that I've added to the Blu-ray collection that I have from Criterion for their sale. I don't know when the next one of this will be. This was pretty close released to the last video I just did, but it might be a while for the next sale. But this is, like I said in the last video, I think this is just like a little ongoing series that I like because I love talking about the Criterion films. They do such great transfers with such great cover art, and you know, everyone can be a little picky about this or that, but I love Criterion, and I know they got some epic films on the docket that I'm really excited to pick up, and I look forward to getting those whenever they release. Network is coming out, I think, in like February, January. That one's instantly going to shoot up to the top of my list. Licorice Pizza supposedly getting 1, so that's obviously going to be number 2, one of my favorite Paul Thomas Anderson films. Just, it's very exciting. So I'm really looking forward to that. But anyway, these are the Barnes & Noble 50% off pickups. Thank you guys for watching. Let me know in the comments below if you picked up anything during the Criterion sale. But other than that, make sure that I see you next time on this channel in my parents' basement, your parents' basement, our parents' basement.